All right, friends, it's T and I'm back with a new video. This video, I guess you could call it a recap, I don't know, Q&A kind of video. A little educational video, okay? Gonna go over some stuff again in this video. So, wanna go over what is an MND size limit. Why can't you keep, okay, so this is from nuclei overload. You know, nuclei acquired by overload, exercise, precedes hypertrophy, whatever. This is NCBI. The famous map down here at the bottom, okay? So here we are. There's something I want to discuss about this map. Notice how they say untrained, first training, satellite cell fusion. Then it says hypertrophy, yes. Okay, it didn't hypertrophy by its own. It was the food that you were eating when you first came in. This is the initial stage of muscle damage, right? The progenitor comes out because it comes out of quiescence because it's been damaged. It donates its nuclei. It creates these new fibers. They're called myotubes. And these nuclei attach to these myotubes. And they synthesize proteins so they can support what? Further muscle growth. That's why they don't go away. Those little black dots you're seeing over there, those are new myotubes. And some of them attach to some of the original tubes and some create new tubes. That's what they do. And then they support further muscle growth, hypertrophy. They synthesize protein. But notice how in detraining and retraining, you're not getting any more of them. Why? Why when you detrain and you retrain, you're not getting any more of these nuclei? How come this domain is not furthering? Why isn't it growing? Look, there's nothing going on there. Why? You want to know why? Because, like I've said before, MND size, myonuclear domain size, MND size has a ceiling limit during what? That hypertrophic process beyond where extra what? Myonuclei are donated by who? The satellite cell that we're fusing, remember? To support what? Further muscle growth. So what do you need to do to support further muscle growth? You need more of these nuclei. Okay, how do you get them? It's really simple. You have to repeat that cycle right there. You got to repeat this cycle. Sorry, the fucking map is gone. You got to repeat this cycle. Untrained, first training, satellite cell fusion. Boom, hypertrophy. See that? Now, in my community section, I'll go into a little bit more detail what that means exactly. Some people have a misconception about everything. They don't understand. They're confused. They're confused. Okay. So, community section. Like I just posted this a bit ago, okay? So one of these reports I posted, one guy went bananas. It's called Evidence for Myofibrillar Remodeling as opposed to myofibrillar damage in human muscles with DOMs. Okay. An ultrastructural and immunoelectronic microscopic study. Yes, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about something in there. The myofibrillar skeletal muscle alterations observed in delayed onset muscle soreness. They're not talking about soreness. They're talking about delayed soreness. DOMs caused by eccentric exercise are generally considered to be what? To represent damage. Yes, dude. And at the end here, it says, our results strongly support that the myofibrillar and skeletal alterations considered to be the hallmarks of DOMs. And DOMs is associated with what? The damage that they told you up there. The DOMs is the damage. So the alterations are what? Hallmarks of DOMs. They reflect an adaptive remodeling of the what? Myofibrillars. Get it, dude? Now, if you don't understand what that means, I posted this so you can understand this. Not that one. You can read this one if you want here. There's some stuff here I posted about DOMs. This one right here. It was once thought that a buildup of exercise-induced lactic acid was to blame for DOMs. But this common misconception has been what? Debunked. You want to know why? Because it's not delayed. See, acute muscle soreness is due to lactic acid buildup. Acute muscle soreness. You know, when you get sore in the gym. In the gym. Now, DOMS is a delayed muscle damage soreness. So DOMS, on the other hand, is not related to lactic acid buildup. It's due to microscopic tears and muscle damage. It's delayed damage. It's delayed soreness. Get it, broski? And it's associated with micro tears and micro damage. Now, if you're not getting that every single week, I'm not talking about every day. You can't get this every day. I'm talking about if you don't get this every following week when you work out, then you're not getting any damage. And usually it lasts about 4 days, okay? Then you know you've gotten some really good damage if it lasts 4 days, okay? There's gonna be some heavy duty remodeling and donation of nuclei and a bunch of stuff. Now, I'll explain, once you get all those things, what do you need to do with them later when you get these damages and you get these nuclei and these myotubes and everything, okay? So this is from NCBI. I clipped it out of a section and it says, a unique feature of eccentric exercise is what? That untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards. The day afterwards. Because of what? Damage to muscle fibers. Yeah, broski. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what's another unique feature of trained individuals? Well, a unique feature of trained individuals is what? They don't get any damage, get it? Because the repeated bout effect phenomena, and PubMed right there, PubMed and CBI. The repeated bout effect refers to the adaptation process whereby a single bout of eccentric exercise protects against muscle damage from what? Subsequent eccentric bouts. That's what it does. That's what it does. So while mechanisms for this adaptation is poorly understood, they have been significant recent advances in the understanding of this phenomenon. They have. They know what it is. Now, how do satellite cells respond to muscle injury? Well, you want to know? A unique feature of muscle damage is it activates the satellite cells to split, divide, and increase the number. That's another unique thing. Get it? It has. Yeah. So how do satellite cells respond to muscle injury, to muscle damage? To muscle damage. It's really easy. You want to know how it responds to it? This is how it responds to it. The muscle stem cells become activated. Whoa! They proliferate and differentiate into myoblasts and fibroblast cells, which fuse to form new myofibers, broski. Yeah. How about that? They form new myofibers. Oh, I thought hyperplasia doesn't exist. How else did you think that muscles were built? How else did you think you can push that myonuclear domain size limit? Now, the second phase comes in where you need something very specific now. Here comes the second phase. So the second phase would be this: protein synthesis. We need protein. We need protein synthesis exceeds this. So when protein synthesis exceeds protein breakdown, muscle hypertrophy, aka muscle growth, will occur. It will occur. Hypertrophy depends on the balance of between muscle protein synthesis and muscle protein breakdown, can influence by many factors, including nutrition. It can do that. So, but the one from NCBI, this is the one from NCBI right there at the bottom there. NCBI, broski. If muscle is going to gain mass, protein synthesis must exceed that breakdown, that protein breakdown. Okay, what exactly are they trying to tell you there? Well, they're trying to tell you that in nitrogen balance, if nitrogen balance is positive, the subject is in a net anabolic state. You're in an anabolic state now. You don't need steroids. Get it, broski? Whereas if the nitrogen balance is negative, the subject is in a net catabolic state. Well, we don't want to be in a catabolic state now, do we? Such as from starvation or inadequate protein intake. So it's based on protein intake. Protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to be in that positive nitrogen balance so that you're in a what? An anabolic state, broski. Yeah, man. You understand me, bro? Now, I don't know what else to say there. I was going to... Oh, yeah, I can mention some other things in my community section. And we'll scroll down because I put a bunch of stuff in here. I always post in my community section. I post lots of stuff. Something that you may be interested. Now, here's one thing when it comes to age. Age-related blunting of serial sarcomerogenesis. That really sucks. You know, just a lifter that wants to gain some strength and get some of this so-called sarcomerogenesis, the mechanical adaptations following 4 weeks of eccentric resistance exercise and maximize. Well, during aging, muscles undergo atrophy, which is partly accounted for by the loss of sarcomeres. You're going to lose sarcomeres. Sucks. That's the contractile proteins. Contractile proteins make you stronger. The more you build up of these contractile proteins, repairing, remodeling muscles, myotubes, nuclei, they make you stronger. But when you lose them, you get weaker. So the loss of sarcomeres in series, sarcomeres number SSS, is associated with aspects of muscle mechanical function, including the force length and force velocity. Power relationship, hence the age-related loss in SSN, contributes to declining performance. You don't want to decline your performance. You want to increase performance by increasing the sarcomerogenesis. But here's the problem with sarcomeres. Sarcomeres usually are accompanied with what? Muscle damage, unfortunately. And your muscles are no longer getting damaged. You see that? The only strength that you're doing is you're getting good at practicing at lifting a heavy weight. And you're getting chemical strength. It really is based on chemical, and myocytic androgen receptor controls the strength, but not the mass of the limb muscles, like it said in NCBI. You understand me? It's kind of chemical strength, bro. This comes with, that's why they tell you, this increases with what? Eccentric contractions. Eccentric. They never say concentric. They're always talking about eccentric contractions. Why? What's eccentric associated with? Muscle damage. Now, what's concentric exercise associated with? Nothing. It may be associated with some force production. That's about it. It makes you better at doing that exercise. That's about it. It doesn't increase physiological strength in the physical world. Maybe in the your chemical world out there somewhere. I don't know, the brain dead world, but not in this world. And here's another thing. We are carnivores. When they're talking about animals whose diet consists of about 50% meat, are called mesocarnivores. Our diet is actually 80% meat. Now, I'm not accounting for people eating Mars bars and chips all day and Coca-Cola, Coca, and Cheetos all day, okay? Dude, I'm talking about in the normal world, we are 80%. And if we can't find food, if we can't kill an animal, then we may eat some fucking, I don't know, some tubers in the ground. We may dig them up and eat them or something. I don't know. We'll have to eat something to survive, won't we? Before we get the next kill. So we really are 80% carnivores. So we are actually carnivores. Now they're saying 50% is mesocarnivores and 30 are hyper carnivores. Now you get some crazy person on here is going to say, we are hyper carnivores. I'm not a hyper carnivore because 80% of my diet is carnivore. So therefore I am a carnivore. And humans are carnivores. Overall, we are carnivores because we all eat meat. Now, the vegan diet, that's not based on you being a carnivore. That is based on stupidality. You know, fucking brain dead shit, dude. You understand me? Cult stuff. Like, I care about this animal being killed, so I'm gonna go and starve myself to death eating vegetables all day. Yeah, you go ahead and do that, okay? So go save the planet. You wanna save the planet? Kill yourself, die, and you'll save the planet if you kill yourself and die. Okay, that's the only way. So I don't know what else to talk about that one. That one's really stupid. Can you grow more sarcomeres? Of course you can. Through muscle damage. Really, muscle damage is the whole thing for sarcomeres. Red meat is high in zinc. Yeah, it is. It raises your testosterone. Meat increases testosterone. Fake diets, carbohydrates, they make you estrogenic. Okay, you become an estrogen. You become a bitch. Okay, dude? Consuming a high, yeah, here it is. Carbohydrates can make you what? Estrogen. See that? Big belly, estrogen. You become a woman. I don't know. I had some stuff here before I posted, like recently. Short increases exercise bout. Yeah, not that one. Positive nitrogen balance. We know that. This is from a section from this fusion stuff. Historically, the fusion of satellite cell in response to mechanical stimuli in adult muscles through for a purpose of one, mediating the repair of focal damage in the muscle fiber, yes, and or two, myonuclear addition to maintain the so-called myonuclear domain. That's important. Give myonucleus and muscle fiber so can only transcript govern unit over. They can only transcribe over a governed finite jurisdiction. Okay, that's why you need more of them in response to hypertrophic growth. Okay, we already know all that. When nitrogen exceeds nitrogen losses, there is a positive nitrogen balance and anabolism exceeding catabolism. Yes, the body retains nitrogen as tissue protein, which is characterized as active growth and tissue repair. Active growth, it is associated with active growth and tissue repair, broski. Get it? It is. Power loss attenuated following the second bout of high intensity eccentric contractions due to the repeated bout effects protection of velocity and torque. Yeah, it's interesting. High intensity unaccustomed. Listen to what they say. They never say trained people. They always say high intensity unaccustomed eccentric contractions result in what? Weakness and power loss because of what? Fatigue and muscle what? Damage. Damage if you're getting damaged. Yeah. Through the repeated bout effect, RB adaptations occur. Then damage and weakness are what? They're attenuated following what? A subsequent bout. They're attenuated. Why are they attenuated? Why aren't you getting any more damage? Why aren't you damaging? Hey, look, Mom, I'm damaging. I'm going to the gym. I'm damaging muscles. But they're telling you you're not getting any more damage. It's attenuated, dude. You get it? However, it is unclear whether the RB protects peak power output. Well, it's no longer damaged because it's in type 1. So you have peak power output. Power production, fatigue, and damage induce neuromuscular impairments following repeated high-intensity eccentric contractions. Yeah. It says, we investigated the influx of the RB on power production and estimated fatigue and damage-induced neuromuscular impairments following repeated high-intensity eccentric contractions. They did. I know. 12 healthy males and ... And they come up and then they tell you, I don't know. They tell you a bunch of stuff here, okay? It's protected, blah, 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 isotonic, ... It's not important. So, eccentric induced muscle damage, exercise induced muscle damage, potential mechanisms for repeated bout effect. Yeah, here's another one. They tell you the same thing. I don't know if did I put this in here? Yeah. Unfamiliar. Here we go. Unfamiliar. So we have untrained, unaccustomed, unfamiliar. Predominantly eccentric exercise frequently results in what? Muscle damage. Now, what do we know that muscle damage is associated with? A donation of these nuclei and the satellite cells to proliferate, differentiate, and fuse into new myofibers so that they can do what? They can hypertrophy. Ah, right. Yeah. How come you're still stuck on newbie gains? Well, because we're on newbie gains, bro, because we don't know what we're doing. We're on newbie gains. So here's another one. Eccentric exercise taper does not affect muscle damage, biomarkers, whatever, late phase adaptation. Acute high intensity unaccustomed eccentric exercise performed by naive subjects is accompanied by disturbances in what? Muscle damage biomarkers. Didn't say trained, did they? Oh, sorry, man. This one's really sad, actually. The carbohydrates can actually cause a mutation, and fuck you. Forget that one. Okay, protection from muscle damage in the absence of changes of muscle mechanic behavior. The repeated bout effect characterizes protective adaptation after a single bout of unaccustomed eccentric exercise that induces what? Muscle damage, broski. Doesn't say trained muscles. Oh, does exercise-induced muscle damage play a role in skeletal muscle hypertrophy? Of course it does. Exercise-induced muscle damage, EIMD, occurs primarily from the what? Performance of what? Unaccustomed exercise, and its severity is modulated by the type of intensity and duration of that training. Listen to what they say. It's modulated. The muscle damage is modulated by the intensity and the duration. Now, if I do a full upper body, now that I'm repaired and remodeled, and I'm ready to come back to the gym, and I'm ready to damage these muscles, what do I need to do? Well, I'm not gonna do bro splits. I wanna do what? I want a lot of intensity on all the body parts, all the muscle parts. High intensity is what I want. Like it says here, the type of intensity. The intensity is going to be a lot because it's going to be 5 times 10 for each and every muscle part on my body. Okay, no matter what. When the biceps, I'll do 5 times 10, and then I'll do another 5 times 10 of something else. I don't know. Just to change it up, but still do maybe it'll be 10 times 5, it'll be 10 times 10. Whatever. It'll be a lot of something, okay? It'll be a lot of something. And then they say the duration of the training, and usually the duration can take me 2 to 3 hours, depending. When I was young, I could do it 2-3 hours. I don't know. I can still do it in 2-3 hours. It really depends, you know? If I just keep moving through the exercises, I keep moving through them, and moving through them. You know what I mean? You have to be smart about it. So yeah, I don't know what else to say there. There's just so much on this stuff, you know, when you look at this too is from there. The damage response muscle contraction is complex. It is complex and may involve a degree of muscle fiber degeneration and necrosis. There's a degeneration and a necrosis. That's why after you get, if you do get this damage, you need to go right down and you need to eat for a couple of hours to be in a what? Positive nitrogen balance, because that's associated with what? Repair and growth, right? So it's associated with repair and growth. Okay, that's the whole point. Yeah, get it? So satellite cell activity and regeneration, a recent example of extreme muscle damage with exercise in humans was what? Provided by Mackey and Carroll. And remember, this is a new report, okay? This just came out. Where very high volumes of eccentric weightlifting elicited a bona fide regenerative response. We want to regenerate, bro. New muscle fibers. We want to regenerate new muscle, and then we want to eat to hypertrophy them. Get it? In this circumstance, the role of satellite cells in muscle repair is initiative, since the construction of large portions of muscle fibers or the formation of entirely new muscle fibers necessitates them. Well, if we do everything, if we fool the body by damaging the entire upper body in one shot and then the legs the next day, then guess what? We're going to necessitate them. We're going to necessitate newly formed muscle fibers, okay? The formation of entirely new muscle fibers, because it's overwhelmed. It's an overworking of an untrained muscle, unaccustomed muscle. Okay. Yeah. So it comes from this section: fusion and beyond satellite cell contributions to loading induced skeletal muscle adaptations. You can find this in this section. It's in there. They tell you about repair, skeletal muscle adaptations, a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, dude? Yeah, you can read it. I don't know. You could go through it if you want. I don't know. But that was a section from there. I put it up there. It's from this section. So yeah, I don't know what else to say there, man. You tell me what you think about that. And I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, exercise-induced muscle damage, EID. This often occurs when an athlete participates in a newly or unfamiliar, new or unfamiliar. You know, it's unfortunate. You can only get damage if it's new or unfamiliar. Damn it, exercise. When learning new techniques. Why is that? Because it's called an adaptation process. You adapt. It gives you muscles. It grows these. It damages these muscles. Get damaged. They repair and remodel stronger, so then they're resilient from getting busted and damaging and growing. That's the whole point. Your body doesn't want to grow muscles, and it doesn't want to damage them, and it doesn't want you to grow any more muscles. It wants to give you these phony chemicals to pretend like you're got strong. So you'll be a small, strong guy your whole life. So you'll never be as strong as a big, strong guy 7 feet tall. Okay, dude? Unless you're 7 feet tall and built like him, you're never going to be as strong as him. Forget it. You're wasting your time lifting a heavy weight. Okay, so increase the volume of intensity in exercise. So what do they tell you here? Unfamiliar exercise when learning new techniques or experiences an increase in the volume or intensity of that exercise. Something that you were unfamiliar with. Unfamiliar, untrained, unaccustomed. You get the idea. This can lead to short-term performance decrements due to changes in the makeup of the muscles. Yeah, it's short-term, but I'm not in the gym during that term. I'm actually at the buffet eating the whole week. And then when I come back the following week, I'm not in this short-term performance decrements, okay, guy? The performance will come back because I'm repairing and remodeled much stronger this time. All right, man. Muscle is associated with longevity, broski. I hope you know that. But if you're building carbohydrate fake sarcoplasmic muscles, artificial muscles, well, then that's not associated with longevity. You're just shortening your lifespan. You're going to die soon. So yeah, you may not believe me, but that's okay. You can believe in whatever you want. I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends. See you later. Yeah, I don't know what else to say there, man. And yeah, just you can comment down below if there's something you'd like more to know of. And I will do that running video, according to my friend that keeps asking me about the world's fastest man running video stuff. I'll talk about it. It's pretty much the same stuff what I'm talking about here, but in running, you just do a few more specific things. That's about it, because it's based on velocity, speed, velocity, right? All right, see you later, man.